Welcome ladies and gentlemen to a casted game for Age of Empires 4, and today in the northwest corner of the map we've got Puppypaw playing as the Delhi Sultanate, and on the southeast corner of the map in blue is our Kasva playing as the Holy Roman Empire. And as you guys know, the Holy Roman Empire are fantastically strong since this new patch, at least at some levels of the game. It depends whether you're looking at the pro level, diamond, silver, bronze, you name it. All the civilizations play differently in different leagues. But we're focusing, of course, on Kasva and Puppypaw today, two of the best players in Age of Empires 4, and so we're expecting a fantastic match. It's going to be on altai, a relatively closed map generally. We should check out the spawn though, because sometimes it can be pretty open, and actually that can be said for this one. Puppypaw's base there on the right side, relatively open. Can wall here to the cliff very nicely to protect that wood line. But on the front side here, he's pretty exposed. And we should just check a look at Kasva's situation. Again, it can pretty much wall up to that cliff line, but from there on, again, it's pretty open. So we could see an open and expansive match. Probably the Delhi Sultanate going for the sacred sites in the feudal age, which is commonly their go-to strategy. But you never know, with these kind of players, anything can happen. Kasva is a bit of a theory crafter, as you guys know. He can play pretty off meta at times, so I'm excited to cast his games in particular. And we see survival techniques coming in for Puppypaw. Interesting choice. So he's going to go for survival techniques before wheelbarrow. And this is an interesting build, it has to be said. So the Delhi Sultanate's going for the mill first on the deer. And he's gone for survival techniques. Of course, the research is free, so it makes a lot of sense. And he's gone for survival techniques instead of the wheelbarrow first. So this could be kind of a new kind of build for the altai Delhi. Hosted here by Puppypaw, showing us how to play the Delhi. Interesting. So Ark and Chapel going down here for Kasva. And as you guys know, the Ark and Chapel now acts as a drop-off point for all resource types. It makes them a lot more stronger. And it doesn't even need a lumber camp here, because you can see Kasva going to be able to influence his gold villagers and food villagers. The Prelate going to be boosting those villagers to gather resources 40% faster. Double scout, bringing those sheep in nice and early. Now, will we see the Regnitz Cathedral when he goes to the Castle Age, or will we see the Burgrave Palace? It remains to be seen. We may even see a feudal age push, but that's kind of not usually done these days with the Holy Roman Empire. As you guys know, many would say the Holy Roman Empire at the moment are pretty insane. They can get a really fast castle time, reaching castle age at about 8 minutes, as early as that. But we'll see the Delhi Sultanate go with the Tower of Victory. This is a landmark we're seeing increasingly since 3DB has played with the Tower of Victory in the Red Bull Wololo Legacy July finals, which, by the way, I have casted the whole series, so if you're interested in that, I'll leave a link to that at the end of this video on the right end card screen. Just click the video there if you want to watch that series. It's a fantastic one. I really would recommend it. But we're going to stick here today, of course, with the Delhi Sultanate played by Puppypaw and Holy Roman Empire by Kasva. Tower of Victory is going to make those archers fire 20% faster, which could be really useful if he's going to go up against the man-at-arms for the Holy Roman Empire. And there is the feudal age coming in for Kasva nice and early. Within 4.5 minutes, Prelate going to be garrisoning inside, and now these villagers all going to be inspired. So many of them. 21 villagers there, or 18 rather actually. 18 villagers all inspired. So you can add a 40% onto that. And that will be the Prelate doing good work. Alright, do we see the feudal age coming in yet? We do indeed for Puppypaw, getting there at around about 5 minutes, which is kind of standard timing for the Holy Roman Empire. Now he's going to go down with an archery range. First, I'm going to look to try and put on some pressure. Now, the one interesting thing is that if Kasva does go for the Regnitz Cathedral, looking to get those relics early in the Castle Age, well, Delhi aren't too bad at denying that, because the infantry can build palisade walls on the ground. So he could just pop out a couple of archers and try and wall around these relics. It will cost him wood for doing so. But of course, it's well worth it if you can deny the Holy Roman Empire from that gold, especially if they go up with the Regnitz Cathedral. We see now Kasva actually pulling a couple of villagers off of gold. He's got plenty of gold in stock, 500 of it. He needs that food. He's actually going for quite a lot of wood. Okay, so it's going to delay his castle age time just a tad. Quite significantly, actually, compared to just a straight castle build. He's going to build an outpost. The straight fast castle, naked fast castle is not really that viable, especially at this level of gameplay. And so we're going to see that outpost go down for Kasva, looking to try and protect that gold. And looks like he's getting wheelbarrow as well at this point. Okay, first couple of archers are coming on the field now, looking to just push that scout away for Kasva. Needs that information. Blacksmith go down. Don't forget the Delhi Sultan to get the research for free. And of course, now that he's gone for Tower of Victory, because he didn't go for the Dome of the Faith, which is the other landmark, it means he doesn't get any cheap scholars, but he's going to be producing the scholars from another secondary mosque that he's built. Alright, Blacksmith is going to be there. What's he going to get first? He's going to go for the Steeled Arrow, he's going to go for Iron Undermesh. You suspect it's going to be one of the two. Let's just see what he's clicked so far. None of them. Okay, I'm sure he will do soon. He'll use that Blacksmith. Probably just busy on the front lines. It's just microing his scout here. Does lose quite a lot of HP on that scout, so has to head back home. Kasva back on gold again, getting plenty of food. You can see he's going to have a really solid uptime. Villagers have transitioned from wood to blacksmith, and he's walled up this southern entrance here, which is quite nice. Gives them a lot of protection on this western side, especially with this outpost there. The archers are going forward. 7 minutes on the clock. Quite heavy on wood here for Puppypaw, so he suspects it's going to be quite heavy archer player. As you can see, he's got his scholar garrisoned inside. That's the 1 out of 1 there. That means that this archer range will be producing twice as fast because of the efficient production technology that the Delhi Sultanate get from the mosque. Alright, we're going up with the Regent's Cathedral, so it's not going to be the Burger Palace for Kasva today. He's going to look to go for the maybe later, mid to late Castle Age, going for the relics and bringing those home. But he does have a barracks on the field, so we'll be getting units on the field. I suspect it's going to be man-at-arms, as you'd usually expect for the Holy Roman Empire. We may see a couple of spearmen dotted out if we do see some horsemen, but I think Kasva will have scouted out most of the base so far and hasn't seen a stable so far, and we haven't either. So it's going to be a barracks for Puppypaw, interestingly enough. A double barracks for Kasva, going to double down on those production buildings. He's not going to just sit on the Regent's Cathedral and lay back. He's going to look to get the relics, but protect them with some man-at-arms. Okay, pretty passive game so far. Both players looking to ward up. Looks like Puppypaw looking to get some of these sacred sites as we expected. 8.5 minutes on the clock though, so it's rather delayed. Going for the one on the west first. I'm going to wall this up with palisades, which will give him a gold income boost, which you'll certainly like and enjoy. Looking to get an archer here on to protect that relic wall. Might be a bit ambitious though. There is a scout. I think the relic will be walled out. That's going to be an issue for Kasva. Actually, he might camp there with the scout. Yeah, he's just going to sit there nicely with the scout, deny those walls, and maybe get that relic. Yeah, he's going to get the prelate in just in time on the left. On the right side, looks like Puppypaw trying to get that sacred site as well. Holy smokes, 3 barracks going down for Kasva. Getting those prelates out as well. Grab some of those relics. He's going to get 1 at least. Wallow going off. The archer might have something to do with that. We might get a Wallow here. At least one of the archers maybe. Oh, he just gets away with it. And now Puppypaw is going to try and snipe that prelate. Might just manage. Kasva's microing it just to the corner of the map if he can. Man-at-Arms are continuing the chase. Oh, actually a bit of a missed opportunity there for Puppypaw. I think he's going to give up on that. The 2 Man-at-Arms can do good work and the prelate survives. The prelate's going to bring that relic back home. None in the clutches of Kasva just yet. Central Sacred Site looking to be taken now by Puppypaw. Gold income going to be looking good for him. Yeah, relic is being pulled in now. Wolves just being a bit of a pest there for Puppypaw. But the walls on the left side now have been built, so Puppypaw nice and defended here on the west side. Has that Sacred Site in his clutches. And now he's going to go and wall up the right side. That might still be open though. I'd be aware of that. I don't know. It just seems a little bit odd there. Maybe it's just a glitch in the graphics there. I'm not sure. In any case, that relic is now slowly coming in. There's a second one coming in. This guy has been slow. Holy moly, this must be a heavy relic. We're seeing a 4th barracks. Holy moly, just needs 1 more to complete the set to make it into a burger palace. But his own custom burger, guys. Kasva not happy with the stock option choices on the menu. He wants his own custom burger. He wants it piece by piece as he chews through that burger. He's going to add another layer. And that is the 4th layer for Kasva. He's going to spam those man-at-arms. He's kind of rushing them in just one by one though. He's got a group of 3 here. Got one sitting on the sacred site in the center of the map. Looking to deny that option for Puppypaw as a gold source. And the man-at-arms are starting to build up now. This is not a burger palace, but it's just as good because now there's a 5th barracks coming down and that will complete the set. Kasva making his own burger. And the thing is that Puppypaw may not be as aware of this. He may just think, oh, it's just one barracks. He's gone for the Regnus Cathedral. He's going for the relics, but my oh my, no, he's not. He is going for the relics, but he's going for these man-at-arms as well. There's a Wallow going off somewhere. Missed that entirely, but it is what it is. And a third relic coming in. He's going to need to build a monastery for that because, of course, the Regnus Cathedral now can only actually garrison 2 relics in there. If I'm not mistaken. Actually, it might be 3. I think it's 3. Yeah, it is 3. So the Regnus Cathedral will have 3 relics in there, and it will need to build another monastery if you're looking to get any more. The man-at-arms looking to go through now. They're going to take a decent fight here against the spears. Now, the issue for Puppypaw is being in the feudal age himself. He's going to struggle to deal with this. Even having the Tower of Victory, he's going to struggle. He'll need those crossbows, basically. And as you can see, the archers do have that increased attack speed. The spearmen don't, actually, at the moment, because the barracks is in front. So one thing to note, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to go for the Tower of Victory, you need to have the production buildings, or the units at least, go within the influence of the Tower of Victory. And the man-at-arms on the front line for Kasva doing lots of work. There is a scholar that goes down. That is huge, because Puppypaw had a scholar healing up his units, but a couple of man-at-arms are going to pose a big problem for Puppypaw. Something going off on the right, but I don't want to look elsewhere from this fight, because I want to see how much damage Kasva does, and look, as you can see, he's doing so much damage. At the moment, he does have iron undermeshes. He's also getting wedge rivets, which will really help him dive this town centre. It's going to pick off a lot of army on the right side. 2 man-at-arms do break through. I think that was open in the end. I think that might be what it was, and now the decap of that sacred site is going to happen. Man-at-arms going to rush in, going to idle a bit of eco, going to try and harass some villages there. Let's take a look at the village count. 40 for Kasva, 42 for Puppypaw. Puppypaw doing a little bit better at keeping his town centre running, but we'll be losing a few villages there. Going up with the compound of the defender. No stone in place here for him. Maybe looking to get on that stone for a keep, but he's going to need to deal with this first. There's still quite a few man-at-arms left. These 2 guys are going to be doing a lot of work, and as you can see, just not taking hardly any damage. There's so many archers there firing off. 12 of them with the attack speed by 20%, and this guy is just taking it like a champ. He will be going down now because the town centre is firing at him, and now we see more trickling of man-at-arms coming forward. Going to be denying the berries, taking a good fight there. There is a man-at-arms for the Delhi Sultanate. I'm pretty surprised he didn't go for the other landmark, what it's called now. But anyway, the other landmark, which actually can give you honed blades, which gives you an attack bonus for your man-at-arms and lances. Instead, the Kasva are going to push through and try and take a lot of damage on those archers. Villagers do come back on the right, but Kasva's aware of it, and now these villagers will be feeling the wrath of the swords of these man-at-arms. Man-at-arms going to keep flooding through. There's a lot of eco damage happening here. 43 villagers for Kasva, 40 for Puppypaw. The Kasva are kind of building up again. Man-at-arms looking to take down those palisades. It delays the relics, but only for a short while, those palisades. He's not been able to defend this adequately, Puppypaw, and who could blame him? The Holy Roman Empire at the moment are incredibly strong. And the archers doing decent damage now. There are a couple of crossbows in there as well, and that'll be what the unit choice he would want. Those crossbows will be the direct counter to the man-at-arms. And you get the feeling now that with... It doesn't have balanced projectiles just yet. Going for iron undermesh though, interestingly enough. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, he's going for iron undermesh here. Puppypaw, a bit surprised by that. No going for balanced projectiles, but it is what it is. And now villagers on that wood line going down as well. I'm not sure what that villager was doing in the first place there. She got caught out. He wasn't able to hide. Now Kasva going back at home. Let's take a look what he's got. He's still got those 5 barracks, making his own custom burger. Sending some villagers somewhere. Let's see where these villagers end up going. Might be to gold. Kind of lacking villagers and gold at the moment. A lot of man-at-arms. Kasva quite happy just to head back now with 16 man-at-arms. It just turned and fight, but it looks like he's going to drag Puppypaw out of his base and then start to charge in. Kasva not looking to waste units, going to build them all up, taking the prelate out as well, maybe to heal up these units. Because some of them will be a little bit weak. Actually, most of them aren't. Most of them are full health. Now he's going to take a fight, and Puppypaw probably doesn't have enough. He's going to try and kite the man-at-arms as best he can. But the issue is, does Kasva have Forced March? Forced March is a great technology for the Holy Roman Empire. It does appear so. Does indeed appear so. As you can see, the movement speed pretty fast here for these man-at-arms. 1.24 tiles per second. As the man-at-arms is 1.124 Puppypaw. Just went up there by yeah, no, just 1.12 that. It depends if they're charging or not for an attack. And do we see some lance connector in there? I think possibly there could be a slight transition here, possibly. We'll have a look, see what Kasva's doing, keep an eye on that because that could be a nice move there. He's going for the heavy maces upgrade. That does come in, and a siege workshop going down for Kasva. That's going to be huge. Going to be able to get those mangonels most likely on the field. The mangonels will do some great work against the archers. And a decent job against the crossbows and a decent job against the man-at-arms. 3 relics though. This is a huge amount of gold income for Kasva. This is the power of the Holy Roman Empire. Getting to that castle age super early and get hold of those relics, and it's so hard to contest that at times. Even with the Delhi Sultanate, Puppypaw has struggled on this map at Altai. Another relic coming in is probably going to be garrisoning in that outpost, I suspect. That's the other thing to mention. I did mention earlier that you need to get a monastery. That's not technically true. You can garrison these relics in outposts and keeps as well, and it boosts these outposts, makes them stronger. As you can see, armor is increased, damage is increased, sight range is increased, weapon range is increased, and it still gives you that gold. There's the siege workshop. It is indeed a mangonel that's going to pop out. Our people camping the center of the map, the sacred site, looking to capture that sacred site now. Only has just one sacred site in his grasp. Oh, a singular man-at-arms just cycling through the left to see if he can get some damage. That's a bit sneaky. He's a lone warrior, a bit of a spy there on the right side now. Kasva activating that sacred site has to actually back off with his predator. Their predator will die to the walls, I'm afraid. He will die a slow and painful death, but the sacred site on the right side will be taken by Puppypaw. They're looking to get a sacred site victory and activate that timer. There's a keep there on the left side looking to protect that eco there. And will we see village fortresses? It's not been researched just yet. Now, village fortresses, if you're not aware, guys, this will actually make the keeps act as town centers so they can produce villagers, and it increases the population capacity as well. So it's quite a nice bonus for them to get. I mean, it's free effectively, but of course they need to get those scholars in the mosques to reduce the research time. There is the sacred site timer kicking off at 1820 roughly. 2 mangonels going forward with the man-at-arms. A Kasva building in some siege into his armory here in his army, and he's going to go forward, getting an outpost for some vision as well. Biding his time, Kasva didn't rush too much. This is something that you can typically see in the mid to low level players, that they kind of have that feudal age aggression and they kind of overcommit, they overextend, they flood their units one by one, and they kind of lose a lot of the units, and the defender's advantage really pays off, and then the aggressors kind of like, well, how did I not win that? And then they're going to kind of get pressed back. But Kasva actually rather smartly preserves his army. He's getting Lance Connector in the mix as well. Doesn't want to be kited to death, and he's got some mangonels on the field to assist the push. A large number of army now. 54 villagers for Puppypaw, 58 for Kasva, but the military number is slightly ahead by about 9 for Kasva. Let's not forget that mangonels can do incredible amounts of damage though, and that might be what's happening here. The keep does go down in the middle. Nice position there for Puppypaw. Protects that gold, protects some key resources in terms of wood, and kind of marginally protects that sacred site. As you can see, village fortresses is being researched. It's going to take 5 minutes though to do so. It'll be interesting to see if the mangonels do push forward to try and attack that keep. But Kasva being relatively passive at this stage, which is uncharacteristic of him. Building up his army, maybe thinking of going to the Imperial Age. A decent amount of gold, needs that food though. Only actually has 1 villager on gold, and despite that, he's actually getting 1,400 gold per minute, which is a little bit crazy. A little bit crazy. It looks like Kasva wants to get a keep on the central sacred site area as well, looking to defend this position, maybe put a relic in there. That could be quite strong. Only building with 2 villages though, so if there were a couple of trebuchets or siege units here for Puppypaw, that could have gone down pretty quickly, but he's going to head forward with a couple of tower elephants and crossbows and man-at-arms. That's the army composition of choice here for the Delhi Sultanate, played by Puppypaw. Man-at-arms, crossbows and tower elephants. And might actually be able to deny this keep, and I suspect he will. There is the tower, an outpost there with a spring on placement. Holy smokes, the three mangonels get a huge shot, and he might even get a second shot off if Puppypaw's not careful. He does get a second shot. Oh my god, that is a huge shot, and so many units go down there for Puppypaw. That was absolutely devastating. If only we could see that on replay, that would be incredible. Now the man-up's going to go through. Kasva smells blood. Kasva has a wolf as an emblem for his gamer tag, and he smells blood, and he's going to head forward now. 3 mangonels, going to get some hits on the keep. And that's interesting because the keep's range doesn't appear to be long enough to hit the mangonels. That's a little bit rough. 13 range for the keep. Mangonel. It appears to be able to. I think it might be the vision. Yeah, that's rather surprising. I think it's the vision. It was a vision issue. Yeah, so the keep wasn't able to attack on that because it was a vision. I was a bit surprised by that. You'd expect the keep to have a greater range, and it does indeed. Man-Arm's going to go through, but it's not going to need to dive in too quickly there, Kasva. He needs to bide his time. Just keep piling on the pressure. The Man-Arms will soak up the damage though. The Kasva gets up to the Imperial Age with the Palace of Swabia. Do we even have to look at it? We might as well just confirm it because I'm pretty sure it will be. Where is that landmark? We need to have a check on that. Ah, what's the point? It's gonna be the Palace of Swabia, really, isn't it? So I can't see it. Wait, where is it? Hey, oh, there it is. Palace of Swabia right there. Going to be printing those villages. And now the eco going to be really rocking and rolling. Puppypaw in a rough spot here because his eco is going to be outbalanced here. A couple of scholars are looking to repair and heal up the units, but that won't be enough. Puppypaw taps out and Kasva takes the win on this altai map with the Holy Roman Empire. Holy Roman Empire looking strong, but Kasva making his own custom burger in this match. Not needing the Burger Palace. He doesn't like the menu, he doesn't like what he sees, and so he asks for a custom burger. And speaking of burgers, I need to know now, guys. I need to know, what kind of burgers do you like, if at all? Do you like beef burgers? Do you like lamb burgers? Do you like chicken burgers? Do you like fried chicken burgers? Do you like chicken fillet burgers? Do you like fish burgers? Do you like veggie burgers? Do you like corn burgers? Let me know in the comment section below, and I hope you enjoyed this casted game, and if you did, do give it a thumbs up. Take care, and see you next time.